37-year-old quarterback in there.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago, hell yeah. Now he's at the end of his career.
Yeah. Time to move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why I say, yeah,
Out the door.
Surprising, man. Now let's flip over. Which sign did you like? Like, did you enjoy? And I go with you, John. Which sign did you like?
Trent Cole to Indianapolis. I liked it because Indianapolis couldn't stop a cold certain points last year. AFC Championship game being a prime example. I like the edge pass rusher and Trent Cole coming. Hopefully Robert Mathis is back next year. No more drug and knee issues. He gives New England a good edge rusher that can also play in the second level. Trent Cole was probably my favorite. Indianapolis is spending a lot of money, Andre Johnson, Frank Gore, but the fact they went out and got Trent Cole, that was probably my favorite pick. Ndamukong Suh to Miami is going to be just like every other free agent to Miami.
Kevin said this a few days ago.
I said it a few days ago. They go out and sign.
He is this decade's Albert Hainsworth.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Did you hear him?
You know what they get? Miami gave up so much on the offensive side of the ball to sign him. He's not going to make a difference. And you forget about it. In Detroit, Sue had freaking Ezekiel Ansah-Bonsu, or whatever the dude's name was. He had a monster defense around him.
Yep,
now, maybe I'm just being biased, but when you get down to it,
we hate Miami.
no, when you get down to it, Ndamukong Suh's not even the best defensive lineman in football. They overpaid for him, and you can thank Tampa for that Gerald McCoy deal, which I thought was ridiculously high too, for Miami spending that much money on Ndamukong Suh.
Miami's insane when it comes to that guy's number one. Give him money. They did it with Mike Wallace, who now look
Joey
like,
Porter, Mike Wallace.
Now look at Mike Wallace. Where's he going? Oh yeah, that's right. You're trying to get rid of him.
Kevin, what sign did you like?
You moved from it. I can't pronounce the name. Oh, Aldrich. Yeah.
Jared
Aldrich from Miami to here. Which thank you for signing Sue, so you gave us him. So it works out pretty good. Great dude too. He's energetic. He fits the mold of what they're trying to do here, and he can either play the big end position, other defensive end position for us, tackles, be able to do all type of things. So I think he'll be a really good fit here in Jacksonville. I really, really like that signing.
Okay. All right, the sign I like, I'm gonna give it to Julius Thomas, man. Like,
hey,
I like the sign with y'all because what's the one thing when we watch Jazz games that when they got to the red
they
zone,
suck.
When they got there, that they couldn't score. You had to rely on Scobie and everything like this.
Yes.
This guy, the last 2 years, leads in tight end with most touchdowns. So
he had funny stat. In 2 years, he had more touchdowns than every Jaguar tight end had in like 7.
So that's why I say he give you that threat where as long as you give him the ball in the proper space, he'll catch some touchdowns. Now I know all the Bronco fans are mad and think, oh, he's a product of Peyton Manning and everything like that. Well, when he was out, I mean, how well did we do? Let's be honest. Broncos fans.
I think he'll fit nicely into how we'll do it because I think we'll actually spread him out a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we'll actually use him as a slot guy a lot more, especially with all of our young guys that we got coming back and everything in our receiving core.
Yeah.
He's going to be that dude that we spread him out right off the line a little bit and able to create mismatches, kind of like New England was able to do with Gronk.
Right. Now, do I like that, that he kind of, the way he handled his situation out there and he trying to say, I understand you need to get paid, everything like that, and you feel like you need to extend some games, everything like that, but still, I didn't like how he handled that. But at the end of the day, NFL, you got a short career, go make your money, man. Like, I know everybody wants to win, but at the end of the day, your span in the NFL career is not long as basketball or soccer or any other sport. Or baseball.
A lot of guys retiring in their 20s now.
Right. So go ahead and get as much money as you can. Because this sport is pretty physical. And I'm okay with Julius Thomas coming down here. And once I see him, I tell him thank you for the years in Denver.
And he will.
And
he'll get to see him.
And I say good luck.
See him soon.
I say I will root for you unless when you play in Denver. So there you go.
Which won't be for another 4 years, I think.
So
another good signing
was
Parnell. the offensive lineman from Dallas for the Jaguars. He's a beast. And they said it while they were watching DeMarco Murray film, that this guy was sticking out because he was pancaking everybody all over the place. And was just because he backed up Doug Free. Doug Free got re-signed, but when Doug Free went down with the injury, they said this guy stepped in and never missed a beat. So I'm looking forward to seeing him too. And when you hear him talk, he's like, I'm bringing the nastiness with me. And I'm like, finally.
Like, you okay with that?
Yeah,
huh?
finally. Somebody that's going to be a little nasty.
Nice. So, yeah, man. I mean, there's so many good signings here. So, which signing are you wary of? And I know y'all already touched this a little bit, but John already kind of touched it with Sue. Anybody else that you can see that you're a little wary of, John?
Besides the Dominican Sue, that one, I get leery of Darrelle Revis going back to the Jets. Revis has proven he can only play on one type of defense. I don't think Revis is worth the money they're putting into him. He can only play on one style of defense. It's a man defense. He can't go cover. He can't go zone. So he's a one-dimensional cornerback as opposed to people like Sherman, Patrick Peterson, Aqib Talib that have proven they can play on multiple styles of defense. I think Darrelle Revis is highly overpriced for what they put down for him. And then I've already said the Dominican Sue, he's going down to that black hole in Miami where I can't remember the last free agent signing of Miami that paid off.
Nope.
I think the Dominican Sue going to Miami, they're thinking they're going to get the Sue in Detroit with Ezekiel Ansah-Bunsu, and I'm embarrassed. I can't remember the linebacker who played behind him, the all-pro linebacker they had.
Well, you also had Fairley, too.
Nick Fairley, who was the other? They had an all-pro linebacker.
Yeah, I forgot his name, too.
I'm embarrassed because he's a monster. But you're taking Sue and you're plugging him into a defense with Cameron Wake, who is great, but who else? Now this forces Sue to see a lot of double and triple teams, and I think he's going to be – I just don't see him panning out like they expect him to pan out.
Put linebacker. There you go.
All right, I'm starting out with linebackers. You got Bronze, Harris, Levy.
DeAndre Levy.
DeAndre Levy.
Yeah.
Is the monster that played behind the Dominican Sue.
Yeah.
That's why I just started naming. I was like, it'll come to you.
It'll come. Yeah.
DeAndre Levy.
Any other moves that you're worried
The
of?
one I'm leery of is the one that happened today. DeMarco Murray going to Philadelphia. That's the one I'm very leery of. He don't have that line in front of him anymore. He has the Eagles line in front of him now. And one Eagles fan goes, our line's just as good as Dallas. I was like, is that why you were complaining about it all year long? I'm like, if your line is that good, why were you complaining about it all year long? You were just complaining all year about your offensive line, but now
they're Eagles fans.
Yeah, now all of a sudden your line is great and just as good as the Dallas Cowboys. Come on, dude. Seriously.
They're Eagles fans, dude. That's why.
And that's the one I'm leery of because he don't stay healthy, and he ain't got that line. Last year, mind you, he stayed healthy, but he also ran the ball 9,436 times. So I'm a little leery on that one. Him and Ryan Matthews. If you combine them, you can probably get a whole season.
Oh man!
You have to combine. You already have to combine the two quarterbacks they got
Yeah.
to actually make one, because you have to use Mark Sanchez's legs, and then Sam Bradford's upper part, and then you have a whole quarterback.
Is it me, or do you realize that the Eagles are carrying on vaguely similar
to the Washington Redskins when Steve
No,
Spurrier
I was
went there.
thinking to the New Orleans Saints when they wanted to draft Ricky Williams.
Oh. But see, I don't think they're going to trade up. I don't think they're at all going to go towards Mariota. I don't think at all right now they're not going to. I think Chip Kelly legit thinks anyone can run his offense. And
Well, he's legitimately trying to prove that theory. 'cause,
Exactly.
Sam
So now,
Bradford, Mark Sanchez,
you're like,
I
I'm
might
going to
go
go.
up there and try out.
He's like, damn it, I'm going to go get Sam Bradford. For what? You're going to give up Nick Foles, who you could have used as trade bait because people were interested in him.
Dude,
to
I
move
was
up in the draft.
stumbling all over. If they want Mariota, give us Nick Foles in their draft pick.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, people would have gave you that. People would have done that. But no, you went and traded him for Sam Bradford. And then you had to gall to not even break a smile when you said this and said someone offered you the a first-round draft pick for Sam Bradford. In what universe did somebody offer you a first-round draft pick for Sam Bradford? Did the Nuggets? Did you get offered like something from basketball or something? Because nobody in the NFL was going to give you a first-round draft pick for Sam Bradford.
It's like, go home, Chip. You're drunk.
Yes, you have more ACL tears than you have wide receivers right now on your team.
Yeah.
It just buttfuggles me the way he thinks he's going to work. It reminds me of what he did, of what happened in Washington when Spurrier came in. Spurrier tried to bring all these Florida guys in and get them to run his scheme and run his stuff and everything like that, and we see how that worked out. And I told Eagles fans, I said, this is what's going to end up happening to you two. This is exactly what's going to end up happening to you two. They were like, well, look at his first year, how good we did. You did good his first year because people didn't see it yet. People were still adapting, and you had a good defense. Now your defense is starting to hurt. Even though you gained a couple corners, so what?
In regards to Chip Kelly, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Cortez Paul, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kidding. What do y'all think about what Stephen A. Smith had to say?
That he was racist?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I think Stephen A. Smith's a talking sphincter. But
he needs to stop automatically going race on every single thing that ever comes up in there. Maybe Chip Kelly's just an idiot. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe he's just an idiot, and that's the way he wants to do things. Look who he signed today. Newsflash, Stephen A. He just signed 2 black people today. So I don't think he's racist because he got rid of black people when he brings in more black people. Come on, Stephen A. Just let it go with the always being racist.
He was reaching when he said that Chip Kelly was racist, and I can't believe that came out of his mouth. I don't like y'all too. I like Stephen A. sometimes, some of the stuff he say, but when it comes to talking football,
but he goes racist. When it
comes to talking football, it seems like for the idea, he does not have any idea what he's talking about. How about we just call it like what it is? Chip Kelly is just, we don't like the moves that he's making. It doesn't seem right. But to sit here and say that he made rules because it's got to be something of a racist type of deal, I don't completely understand that. Listen, man, then when you give a coach the ability to be coach and GM,
that's where you make your mistake.
A coach should coach for a reason. You trying to get in the business aspect of things, you coach. You know your S's and O's. You know how to run plays. You know how to do practices. When you try to get in the business aspect of that and you trying to coach at the same time, it messes everything up.
How is he racist when 78% of the NFL is black?
Exactly.
That's not a good sport.
No.
That's like being Donald Sterling in the NBA.
It was the worst thing to say that because you traded LaShawn McCoy. He traded Deshaun Jackson.
You let go of Deshaun Jackson.
You let him go.
You traded McCoy. You did this, and this.
And now that you're a racist because
he traded a white guy.
Yeah, he traded a white guy.
Well, he got back an Indian.
Listen,
he traded a white guy for an Indian, but that's not. He can't be racist. Then he got back an Indian. Then he got No,
man.
Have you guys ever thought that maybe they just don't fit his scheme?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it was a money issue with LaShawn McCoy. He was due $15 million. You know, I just wanted. I was like, on our year in the awards show, I awarded Stephen A. Smith the "I'm Talking and I Can't Shut Up" award.
Yeah, we gave it to.
And he just proved it again. Anyways, enough about the idiocy. Let's continue on. We'll address that.
Okay. Well, because we're now on the Eagles, I want to say worst situation right now, the Eagles or the 49ers?
49ers. Eagles at least got people.
The 49ers, because the Eagles don't have $170 million tied into one player.
Yeah.
Now, the 49ers did go out and sign the underrated Torrey Smith, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But who else they